Coming at you live from Norman, Oklahoma. It's your favorite podcast, Burgers and Brats, with Braxton Poe and recently promoted guest host Jacob Clemens.
Glad to have you back on, Jacob. We've got a great show, but first, happy Friday to all of you. We've got a guest, Cole Harris, joining us to break down the Tiger Woods crash, some NBA scores, standing all-star, and some headlines around the sports world. But first, make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, and anywhere else you get your podcasts at Burgers Brats. Stay updated with the latest news on Twitter and Instagram. And watch us on YouTube. Hopefully, you're watching us on YouTube right now at Burgers Brats. So Cole Harris is joining us. Cole, classmate of mine at OU, terrible towel waiver. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here, and Jacob as well. I'm glad to have both of you here. So some big news.
Nice to get a promotion.
Yeah, it's big news that happened this weekend. Tiger Woods involved in a single car crash Tuesday morning. Tiger suffered open fractures in his leg, his upper and lower portions of his fibula in his right leg. He just had back surgery in December. Was looking forward to coming and playing the Masters and some tournaments coming up recently or soon, but doesn't look like that will happen. Should be out for the foreseeable future. Just in an interview Sunday, he said that he was looking forward to playing in the Masters if his back was up to par. It looked like it was. It looks like we won't see him this year. What were your guys' thoughts when you saw the news on Tiger's crash? Jacob, I'll start this with you.
Yeah, I really honestly, I was kind of in shock, especially after we lost Kobe last year and there were reports circulating that Tiger was in critical condition. Oh my gosh, not another sports icon.
Yeah.
Luckily he is all right. He staged a big comeback before. I wish him all the best. I hope he can come back. He's a lot older now, so obviously, we should temper expectations, but I really hope he can come back. And you know what? If Alex Smith can come back from devastating leg injuries, I think hopefully Tiger Woods can too. Maybe
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
nice little round at the Masters or something.
Yeah, hopefully he can be back in time for maybe next Masters as well. Cole, take us through your thoughts on what happened that day.
So I was at work, and I mean, I don't like seeing, on Sports Center you always see news, but when you see breaking news, it gave me Kobe vibes, kind of like what Jacob was saying. Like we were just talking about it all day at work, and I mean, I don't play much golf. I don't watch much golf. I watch both of his events with Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
Those kind of events I like. But man, yeah, it gave me Kobe vibes. I know he's like, golf is different without him. Even though I don't watch much.
Yeah.
When you think of golf, you think of Tiger, and that was devastating to see.
Exactly. Yeah. Because we saw usually like accident and crashes are like kind of different when you see them come across your screen. But this said single car crash, and like all three of us, we all had Kobe vibes. I really did think it was a something like that happened to Tiger. I thought something bad happened like that. But yeah, it hurts. I watch golf a lot. I like to play golf. I like to watch all the tournaments. There's nothing better than a Saturday, Sunday afternoon watching golf wherever they're playing. But Tiger Woods, he is the GOAT of golf for me and a lot of people. He's on my Mount Rushmore as well, with Peyton, LeBron, Jeter, Tiger. Tiger is one of the greatest athletes ever. We are lucky that it did not end in how we thought it would or how it ended with Kobe, but we are fortunate. I don't care if he ever plays again. I'm just glad that the worst did not happen to him. I mean, we all want to see him play again. We all do. But hopefully maybe 2022, if Alex Smith can come back, like Jacob said, I think maybe Tiger can come back. That dude has been through a lot. He's pushed through back surgeries, just everything. He definitely could make a comeback. If anyone could, it could be Tiger. Any other thoughts on Tiger Woods' crash?
There's
Go
nothing.
ahead, Jacob.
Oh,
I was gonna say, I mean, I agree with you, Braxton. Just to piggyback off of there, I mean, it's like seeing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl or Nolan Ryan in the Astros rainbows. Like Tiger Woods with the Sunday red is just one of the most iconic sports images.
yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. Like having that, just having him still alive is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I think why so much of it was, thoughts of Kobe is we don't know these people. We see them in the spotlight, just little beating moments here and there. And obviously, like Kobe and his daughter had a great relationship. We're now seeing that with Tiger and his son. It's like that was kind of part of it too. Both of them have been in like some scandals. So like it was the same vibe that I got when I first saw it. I was like, wow, this story is like Kobe's, but I hope it doesn't end the same way.
Yeah, and we didn't have much information for a few days or for a few hours because it happened at 7 a.m. I don't think we got the news until 3, and no one really knew anything that was going on. And I want to piggyback off what you said, Cole. Exactly. Mamba mentality. Didn't let anyone get in his head. Tiger Woods had that same thing. He wouldn't talk to player or the people he was competing against. Wouldn't let Phil Mickelson get in his head. You weren't really seeing them socialize and everything. And then the last few years, Kobe. Last few years of his playing time, getting more involved with the fans, other younger players like Luca, who are going to come be that next Kobe, and Tiger Woods now, as we see with, I think it's Justin Thomas, had a close relationship, and they're just opening up more and enjoying the moment a lot more than when they were in their full-on primes. So it was nice. It's been fun seeing that, especially with both of them over the last few years of their career. Let's dive into some NBA scores, standings, some All-Star weekend. All-Star teams were announced. All-Star teams released this week. Some starters for the East. No surprise, KD, Giannis, Beal, Embiid, Kyrie Irving. And then in the West, we got Braun, Steph, Luka, Jokic, and Kawhi. Cole, what are your are the starters correct? You get the starters right.
I am a Dallas Mavs fan, and I don't think the starters are correct. I think Damian Lillard should have got this over to Luka. I'm happy for Luka as a Mavs fan. I like to see us have a starter in the All-Star game. But yeah, I think Damian Lillard earned that last spot. I think it came down to fan voting. And Lillard lost the popularity contest when it came to players and media. Lillard won over Luka, but Luka just has so much more fans out there. But I think one of the things that I was really excited to see, I was excited to see Julius Randle make it. That was kind of like the one I wanted to see. I didn't want him to be snubbed at all. Yeah. So I was glad I can get it.
Jacob?
The Luka and Dame kind of controversy has been going back and forth. I would probably give it to Lillard as well, just simply because he's carrying his team on his back really well. That's not to say that Luka isn't, but I think that when you stack it up performance-wise, I think you got to give it as far as the start. Although I think they both should be in there. I kind of wish, and I know you're a LeBron fan, Braxton, and I know the NBA does it for money. That's why every professional sport. But I understand LeBron is the GOAT of our time. It would be kind of nice to see it shaken up a little bit. Maybe give it to a younger guy. Maybe just have him confident, a little bit more humble.
Well, like he's number one in MVP right now, Jacob.
I fully understand that, but I just kind of wish they would change it up. It's the All-Star game. Nothing really applies anyway. It's not a traditional basketball game. He would obviously still be there, but I just wish they would have it a little bit different.
You think they let MJ not be a starter?
No. I mean, when he was on the Wizards.
I'm sure he still made some. I don't remember if he did, or he obviously did. He's Michael Jordan. But All-Star game has been a lot more fun recently. Even though the starters, you may not like the starters, the game's a lot more fun. Yeah, I like Luca, but they're not in the playoffs right now. They have not been playing that well. So Dame probably deserves a spot over him. So some snubs. Let's talk about those. Some snubs include DeMar DeRozan, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler did not make it. Chris Middleton, who's been going off on the Bucks, and Domantas Sabonis. And before yesterday, Devin Booker. I'm shocked actually Devin Booker did not make it, even because the fans love him. I don't know anyone who hates Devin Booker, where their rival is. I don't know what the Suns' rival is, but I was shocked that Devin Booker did not make it at first. And Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler, Chris Middleton, Sabonis. The Pacers are right now the 4th seed. They were slipping a little bit last few weeks, but now they're back up to the 4th seed. Uh, so those are a few snubs and my thoughts on that. Jacob?
Honestly, I think out of all the snubs, obviously excluding Booker because he now got put in, but I think Jimmy Butler and Sabonis, those are my two big ones because I think both of those guys should be in. Now, as far as who they were replaced, that's just up for debate. I'm sure everyone has a different opinion on it, but Sabonis has been almost lights out for the Pacers. Jimmy Butler has been doing amazing for the Heat and my fantasy basketball team. But I think part of it is, they've been going off. I understand there's a cutoff, but I think that they were easily two of my biggest.
Yeah. Cole?
I think the I think with Bam and Butler, they started to pick it up a little bit, but the beginning of the season, the Heat started off really hot, and they were great in the bubble, or they started off really slow.
Yes.
They were great in the bubble. Slow. Yeah, they started off really slow, and I think after the bubble and after that slow start, they're kind of like, oh, they're back to their norm. And I just think many people didn't pay attention much to them anymore. I mean, as for Sabonis, I think he should have been in the game. I think that was probably the biggest snub. Yeah. I look at the reserves, though, of the East. I just don't know who you could take out. I mean, there's got to be snubs, and for them to make snubs, I think they made the right ones because I don't know who you could take out.
Yeah. Yeah, Sabonis, that dude should definitely been. He had won 5 straight, I believe, as of today. So they're looking a lot better already. Let's go through the rankings real quick. Go through those for a second. The number 1 seed, still the 76ers. And then number 2, we got the Nets, half game back. The Bucks coming at 3. Pacers at 4. Raptors are back. They're number 5. 6, we've got the Zach LaVine Bulls. 7, the LaMelo Hornets. And then the Heat are back in the playoffs at the 8th seed. Notice how I did not say the Boston Celtics. Pacers and Heat are back, no Celtics. Cole, what are your thoughts on the East?
I think the East is now stronger than the West. That's what I think. I think.
Okay. I have to say something. The Sixers right now, as the 1 seed, are the 5th seed in the West.
The top of the West is like when you get to. I mean, the Suns are 4. I don't think they're competitor for, the championship. I think the West is going to come down to Clippers, Lakers. Don't know if Jazz can keep up this pace, but they're obviously doing so good right now that you have to mention them.
Yeah.
But when you look at the East, when it talks about like individual players and teams, the Hornets are at 7. I think the Heat and Celtics are out of the playoffs right now, and they're a great team. The Heat are 8. But I think the East is wide open and the West is kind of short.
Yeah. Jacob, thoughts on the East?
Cole, I'm actually going to piggyback off you. I agree that I think the East is actually stronger than the West on this because while the West is actually just very, very top heavy, the rest of it is just kind of crapshoot. The East, they're all beating up on each other. They're playing each other very strongly out in the East. And, while they might not be able to differentiate, I think as a whole, the East itself is a lot stronger. And I don't think the records accurately reflect that when compared to the West. Um, I think 76ers, I'm pretty happy with how Joel Embiid's doing good as well. Um, the Nets, that's kind of a guaranteed as well. With just all the offensive talent they have and their lack of defensive talent. Um, the Bucks, Giannis is always going to be in it in some way. He puts them right in there. Celtics, I hope they can pull it together, but right now I personally see the Heat rising. And not just because that's a scientific thing, but the Heat, I think, as a team is actually rising. I think they're going to be a lot. I think this whole seeding is going to change a lot. The
I
West, probably
agree.
not as much.
I agree. I think uh Bulls are at 6 right now. I don't think they make it. They're 7-3 out of the last 10. I mean, Laurie Markkinen, Zach LaVine. I mean, that's a good 2 right there. Thaddeus Young's been doing well with Markkinen out. But again, I see the Heat going up, Celtics going up, and they're gonna be one of the teams to slide.
Yeah, Celtics were my Eastern Conference pick to make it to the Eastern Conference this year. So hopefully they start playing well because they should. Marcus Smart should be back after All-Star weekend, I believe. But yeah, I think the Heat are going to keep going up. Raptors also had them in the middle of the pack. 1 through 3, those are going to stay the same. They may switch the standings, but those are going to be the 3 teams out of the East. Maybe you see the Celtics get back up, but I think it's kind of late for that. Bulls, Hornets maybe drop out, but the West is better than the East, guys. Come on, guys. Let's head to the West though and talk about that. Number 1, the Jazz. The Jazz are still the 1 seed, and they're looking very good. 2, we got the Clips. 3, the Lakers. 4, the Suns. Staying in the middle. The Blazers coming at 5. The Spurs are back in playoff action at 6. 7, we got my Nuggets. And number 8, Golden State, Steph Curry, Warriors. I'm pretty impressed with the Jazz. They're 21-1 in their last, or something like that.
Yeah.
21-1. That's remarkable. That's I don't care. That does not happen by chance, especially in the NBA. They are legit. Clippers, Lakers. I picked Lakers win it all. Lakers, they're going to be back once AD gets back, and get some guys off of the COVID list. Suns still looking pretty good. I think they might fall a few spots, but they're doing great. Spurs, Nuggets, come on, man. What are my Nuggets doing? They got to pick that up. Jokic is MVP level. So Golden State, really like them. They're playing very good. Clippers, though, I like what they see. I don't think they fall this year in the playoffs, what I'm seeing this year. Jacob, thoughts on the West?
Okay, I think this is probably one of the greatest times I think we've seen out of the Jazz. I think this team right now is playing their absolute best basketball. I don't think, you can debate rankings all you want, but I think that this Jazz team right now has close to, if not the level of the talent that we saw with Stockton back in the 90s Jazz as well. And I think as well, you look back historically for them, even back when they were in New Orleans and they had Maravich. I think this is kind of one of their great times right now. I'm really high on the Jazz. I think they're doing great. Should have changed the name when they moved to Utah, though. But I think they certainly are in a great position to win it all, especially with Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell playing the way that they are.
Yeah.
However, this is a moot point because the NBA is all about money, and LeBron's going to make it in the finals somehow. So, I mean,
he's LeBron, because he's that good.
It's like Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Someone, either the refs or his defense or something, bails him out. LeBron's going to get bailed out in some way by the league office.
He doesn't get calls, though. LeBron does not get calls.
He's not. Anyway, so LeBron's eventually going to make it to the finals through his own will or the will of the league for money in China. But I think the Nuggets, I was very surprised about them being ranked lower in the standings. I think that they're going to start trending up here soon, though, especially kind of once they solve some of their offensive issues, just with people being out for various reasons. Spurs I see trending downward. Golden State I see trending upward. Very sad about my hometown Houston Rockets. I wish that they would do better, but it's a rebuilding year, and at least we don't have to see James Harden in a bat suit. So I'll take it.
Cole, thoughts on the West?
I think it's going to be the Lakers again. I mean, you can't really go against LeBron. If you are going against LeBron, something's wrong with you. He made the finals 9 years in a row, got hurt the next year, made the finals again. And I think when the Nets traded for Harden, I think LeBron definitely saw that and was already plotting his next move. So I do think Lakers will make a move near the trade deadline. I think they'll pick up, another asset. They might have to get rid of a couple key pieces. Schroeder could be one. Maybe Harold to get even a bigger upgrade than that.
Yeah.
It could be anything outside of Anthony Davis and LeBron. But yeah, I think Lakers make another move. I'll piggyback off what you said. I think the Clippers are looking great. As of surprising teams, Suns, Spurs, I see those two teams trending downward. But as a dark horse, why not 5 seed Portland? As a dark horse, they're 5 games over 500 without CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
So they're gonna get him back. Who knows? They might make a move. I think one of the moves is gonna be Hassan Whiteside. I think whoever lands Hassan Whiteside at the deadline could make even a bigger run because he's not getting really any minutes in Sacramento.
Yeah. All right, so that's the standing breakdown. Before we dive into some upcoming games, we'll give our thoughts on those. Cole, I want to get your predictions. NBA Finals, who's going to be there? Who's going to win?
I will take Lakers over as a repeat. They're going to repeat. I think Lakers repeat. I'll say Milwaukee. I think Giannis will finally get there. He'll have some great pains and lose, but getting there will be a step.
KD, Kyrie, and Harden don't scare you?
They are a great trio, but I don't think it's going to work out. I'll take the field, and I'll take the Bucks over the Sixers.
All right. Yeah, Jacob, I got yours earlier in the podcast, early in the season, so we don't need you. So let's pick some games coming up tonight. Portland at the Lakers. Cole, you're high on this Portland team. Lakers still without AD. I'm going with Portland actually on this one. No. Save that for later. I'm going Lakers. I think this is a team. This is the game where you bounce back because they've got some tough games. They're in a tough stretch right now. I don't think they lose. I don't think they lose 5 straight with LeBron. So I got Lakers.
Yeah, I don't think Lakers is going to start sliding even more. It's going to take Anthony Davis to get back with that team to get back to full strength and get back to what they're usually doing. They need Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis, they play through Anthony Davis. LeBron's the best player on that team. They play through Anthony Davis. Yeah. And so they need him back. I think Portland wins tonight against Lakers and comfortably. I don't know the spread, but I would probably say it could get up there to 8-12.
Wow. All right, Jacob, your pick.
Okay. If there's something that Damian Lillard knows how to do, it's to hit killer shots at the end of the game against good teams. And, occasionally one of those is in Oklahoma City. It's occasionally nice to see.
Yeah.
The Lakers, it's not like you have LeBron and 4 of his clones on the starting 5 and then another 2 coming off the bench.
That'd be 82-0, man. That would be an 82-0 team.
Well, we can use 2K for that. But, I think Portland, I agree with Cole. Portland's hot right now. I think it's going to be closer than an 8-12 point win for Portland. I think it's going to be maybe a 2 to 3 point, but I think Portland gets the win on
All right, Indiana at Boston. Boston, that they got to step it up. Sabonis, Brogdon playing really good basketball. Going to Indiana, simple as that. Jacob.
Gotta go Indiana as well. Pacers are looking good. Sabonis is on fire. Like I said, he's one of my all-star snubs. I think especially after being a snub, he's going to just come out and just be lit, especially against Boston. Try and see any hopes that they may have at a playoff berth. I gotta go to the Pacers.
I think I'm gonna take Boston on this one. I think Boston's coming out. I don't know how many games they have left until the All-Star break, but right now they're sitting at 9. It's 1. They got 4 more games until the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see them. They want to probably be 500 going into the All-Star break, or at least over. They're 2 games back right now. So if they can go 3-1 or 4-0, I think Celtics got to get it going though. I'm taking Boston.
All right. Sunday, we got the Clippers at Milwaukee. I'm going Clippers. Milwaukee, they got a few guys out, and Clippers are looking legit. Cole, who you got?
You said Clippers in Milwaukee on Sunday?
Yep.
I'll take Milwaukee. I think Clippers are the team in the NBA that, like, when I pick them to win, they lose. When I pick them to lose, they win. And here I'm picking them to lose. I think Milwaukee will beat LA Clippers.
All right. Jacob.
I think I agree with you as well on this one, Cole. I think Milwaukee's going to edge out a close one. I think this is it could be a potential finals matchup. We'll see. But I think Milwaukee edges it out. I think Giannis just goes.
All right. Final game, picking Golden State at the Lakers. I'll go Golden State. Team's playing a lot better. Steph Curry's playing good. Laker, you got to have the role players step up because LeBron is leading in every category. Role players got to step up. I'm going Golden State, though. I think they're pretty good.
I got to go Golden State as well. As much as I hate picking them because I felt like they've always been kind of a shoe-in. I got to go Golden State. I don't want to see LeBron get any more wins than he really has to. So I'll go Golden State.
He's going to get his wins in the playoffs, Clements.
I'm taking Lakers. Best player on the court going to be LeBron, and hopefully pieces. Caruso can play better. They gave Wesley Matthews quite a bit minutes. I remember watching the Jazz game and just hoping for a comeback, and I saw Wesley Matthews on the court quite a bit. So the role players, they're kind of weak, man. I'm not high on the bench. They don't have much depth. They definitely need them to step up, especially with AD being gone. But I see him edging it out.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Sunday should be some good games. So that's all NBA. Do you guys have any other NBA thoughts? None.
Are they doing a skills challenge? Are they doing what are they doing for All-Star break? It's 4 days off.
Yeah, Monday or during the game. I think it's all just during the game. They're gonna do skill challenge, dunk contest, and I think all during halftime. So, yeah, I think so. I think that's what they're doing.
I think they would do the fourth quarter like they did it last year.
Yeah, what they do during the first quarter?
The fourth.
Oh yeah, they are doing the fourth quarter, where they set the
winning team at that time to have 24 more points. Whoever gets that point first wins. Let's name the All-Star game the Kobe game, and just do that the fourth quarter every year.
Because that was fun. That was one of the best All-Star games we've seen.
Yeah, that was my favorite All-Star game. So, and Kyrie just came out and said that he wants Kobe to be on the logo.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think keep it Jerry West.
Yeah, Kobe's getting a lot of love. I think it's because he's gone, but they're wanting to change a lot of things to do Kobe's perspective.
Let's see. All right, Gonna take a detour right here. How do I allow someone to share my screen? Or not share screen, record. We're going off the script, guys. All right, listeners, we're going off the script right here.
Gotta love, trying to do a podcast in the COVID times.
It's hard. I'm running out of time to record.
Yeah, you know what? Zoom, honestly, I'm kind of sick and tired of it.
Let's see. How do I do this? Who can share? How many? Let's see if that works, Clements.
It does not.
All right. All right, let's fill the dead. Let's fill the dead silence. Cole, should Kobe be on the logo?
What is this? Should Kobe be on the logo?
Yes.
No.
All right, same.
No, I don't. I mean, rest in peace to Kobe, but like, no, I don't think you change it. So why would you change it?
Yeah, just to honor him. But I mean, I think you can name a bunch of awards after him. I'd say just keep the logo right now, because I think if you give it to someone, it should be maybe Will, MJ, maybe LeBron when he retires. I just don't know about Kobe. I mean, he did change the game though a lot. He changed the game for sure. But so did MJ, I guess.
So I mean that's probably my biggest hot take in sports. Obviously, I didn't get to see Jordan play. All I get is highlights. But what I see is you see these clips of Kobe Bryant copying his game, basically doing the same thing. My perspective of that is, again, someone not watching MJ, man, he elevated that. He took Jordan's game and he elevated it. So to me, Kobe Bryant will always be my GOAT. It could be Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, or Kobe, LeBron, Jordan. But I mean, Kobe was my guy.
Yeah. All right, so we've got to cut short on time. Cole, I know it's your first time being on here. Hopefully we'll have you back on, but we got to cut short on this time. Apparently we are not upgraded to pro yet. We don't have the funds for that here at Burgers and Brats.
The followers in Nigeria, please go donate. Give us $5, and we'll give you 5 more minutes of Burgers and Brats.
All right. Let's move into our final segment. Or should we talk headline? Let's talk headlines. Let's do a little 2-minute headline thing. We'll skip Share Burger and Brat for this one. Big Ben, your guy, Cole. Are you happy? I'm mixed about that. I think Pittsburgh should draft a quarterback, but Big Ben will do.
Yeah, I think we ought to draft a quarterback. At the same time, I'm excited to have him back. I hope it's only one more year. What came down to his contract is if he was to retire, be done, we would still owe him $22 million, or we would owe our dead cap $22 million. I think he's redoing his contract, getting $27 million. So I'll pay the extra $5 million rather than have our backups, Duck, Hodges, or Rudolph. I'll definitely pay the extra $5 million for Ben.
Clements.
Broken clock is right twice a day. I think this is the right move for Big Ben. No clock puns definitely intended. Pittsburgh's got to draft a quarterback. We'll see what happens, because Mason Rudolph, the only thing he's not ass at is hitting people upside with the helmet. I mean, Steelers got to find a quarterback. They've got a talented team if they can just find the right guy.
All right, real quick, last question. Jacob, where does JJ Watt sign? One-word response: either Cleveland, Bills, Pittsburgh, or Packers, or anywhere else. Where? What team?
Cleveland. I think he's going to join a helmet forming duo with Myles Garrett.
Cole.
Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh.
I'm thinking Cleveland. He's going to Cleveland. That's all we've got for Burgers and Brats. Sorry we couldn't extend this. We'll have to upgrade and have you back on when some other sports news, maybe for the draft, comes on. But Cole, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it for having me. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Jacob, thanks for guest hosting. Everyone, make sure you follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Pandora, anywhere else you get your podcast at Burgers&Brats. Stay up to date with the latest news on Twitter, Instagram. Watch us on YouTube at Burgers&Brats. For Matt and I, thanks for listening. Take care. Stay safe.
Yeah, take care.